Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say, call halal YAHAWAH by YAHAWASHI by QADASH. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who taught us this truth and rule well. And shalom to the hopeful elect. Yahawah by YAHAWASHI Barakatham. It's your brother Kazah from the Men of Our 12 West Coast coming back at it again with another lesson. Alright, and this lesson is going to be dealing with, this clip that came out about a few hours ago. Where Vladimir Putin, who's basically the leader of Russia, came out and basically, he shared his outlook concerning the situation where these Russians shot warning shots at a British warship. Now, the British is part of the NATO and the EU, or actually, I don't think it's part of the EU no more, because of the whole Brexit thing, but the British is part of the NATO, which is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, that includes the United States and as well, many other, countries in Europe. And they have banded together, against Russia, so to speak. If Russia comes and goes to war with one of the lesser countries in Europe, these countries band together and go to war with Russia. And Russia has their own, how do I put it to you? Russia has their own equivalent. They have something called the BRIC nations, and I think they have also something else called, if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken on this one, they have what is called the Warsaw Pact, where it's their own alliances with different nations, like Russia and Iran, they're allied together, and I believe too, on the low, Russia and the Chinese, they're definitely, allied together, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, without further ado, here's the clip. All right, it shows, the spirit that these Russians are in. All right, and it shows that they're not scared, man. Okay, so I'll play the clip.
Вот вы сказали, что мир стоял на грани мировой войны. Да нет, конечно. Даже если бы мы потопили этот корабль, все равно трудно было бы представить, что мир стал бы на грани Третьей мировой войны. Потому что те, кто это делают, знают, что они...
You see? He said those that do such things know that they won't win this war. All right. And he's looking directly at the camera when he said that. OK, and you could just tell, real quick, I'm going to rewind it. We're at the 17-minute mark. Hold on. Let me see. It's just like his whole mannerism, his body language. He's completely comfortable. He's confident, and that's another thing, too. You had a body language analyzers. They analyze the situation, the whole interaction between Vladimir Putin and Joe Biden, when they had that summit, and Joe Biden, was showing signs of anxiety. He was showing signs of submission, of insecurity, while Vladimir Putin was showing, signs of dominance, and that's the Lord putting the spirit on these Russians to completely destroy America. All right. And he's already, being verbal about it. All right. He's basically saying, look, man, even if we sunk that ship, the West wouldn't do shit. OK, that's basically what he's saying. Even if we sunk that British warship, NATO and them, they wouldn't do anything about it because they know that if they do something, they're going to lose. All right. And that's the spirit that these Russians are in. Okay, so let's continue on playing. It's a minute-long clip. We were at the 15-minute mark.
Те, кто это делают, знают, что они не могут выйти победителями из этой войны. Это очень важная вещь. Значит, не думаю, что и мы бы порадовались тому развитию событий, о котором вы говорите, но мы хотя бы знаем, за что мы боремся. Мы на своей территории.
And that's the spirit of these Russians, man. All right, that's the spirit of these Russians, because if you really look at it, man, it's really the U.S. and it's really through the hands of these small caps, these 1948ers, that's really doing all the aggression, man. They out there destabilizing countries, and they're going against the Russian interests. All right, and that's where everything gets political. But we find ourselves with two big opposing sides about to go at it, and guess what? All this is biblical prophecy. Okay, and we're gonna bring out the scriptures in just a bit, but let's just let this video play out, and see what else we could find.
Боремся за себя, за свое будущее. Это же не мы пришли к ним за 1000 километров, прилетели или пришли по воде. Это они подошли к нашим границам и нарушили наше территориальное море.
All right, so that's basically it on that. You know, hey, he's basically pulling the self-defense card. All right, but this is biblical prophecy, and it goes to show you that these Russians, man, they ain't scared, man. They're ready. All right, the bear is ready for war. All right, now let's bring out a precept real quick. Now we're on Isaiah chapter 13. I'm gonna close out with that one, but we're gonna bring out in the book of Revelations chapter 13, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Khan. So the book of Revelations chapter 13. I'm gonna start at the top, and then I'll go down to verse 2 and get into that briefly. You know what I'm saying? And basically, you know, we're gonna get into the symbolism of it and how it ties to the days that we're in currently. All right, these are the prophecies that are coming true, that's been forewritten, you know, for thousands of years. All right, since the beginning of time. Okay, so book of Revelations chapter 13 verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. All right, so this is talking about, you know, a ruling system, another beast. All right, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. Okay, so I'm gonna read this again. His feet were as the feet of a bear. All right, and the reason why it says that the feet were as a bear, all right, if I remember correctly, with the elders and apostles breaking this down, is because, all right, the feet represents the weight that a animal, that a creature stands on. All right, without the feet, the creature is taken down, basically. Okay, and the bear here, the representation of it, Salakia, the representation of it is them Russians. All right, and that's proven through the secular history. And brothers, Salakia, you know, you hear my dog in the background, man. I'm about to put a muzzle on her if she doesn't, you know, pipe down. But basically, you know what I'm saying? She has a spirit, man. You know, basically, Russian bear. All right, because the Russia's the same way. You know, America is how do I put it to you? Is symbolized. You know, America's symbol, America's mascot. There we go. That's the term I was going for. You know, same way the United States mascot is the bald eagle, the American eagle. Well, guess what? You know, the Russian mascot is the bear. All right, that's why they call it the Russian bear. Okay, and this ties in to that precept in that sense. You know, that's these other animals, you know, symbolize different things, but we're going to just stick with this. All right, to deal with the prophecy. All right, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. Okay, because it's these Russians that are going to take down this beast, which is this basically Rome all over again. All right, it's this whole, you know, Western system is the reincarnation of Rome. Okay, that's really what it is. It's a reincarnation of Rome, with America spearheading all this. All right, and you got these different, you know, these different countries. It's all the fragments. It's all the toes. You know, that's written in the book of Daniel's with that dream that king had. You know, and I'm not gonna get too deep into the history. You know, but brothers know what it is, man. All right, these are the times that we're in. All right, these are the times. These are the things that those visions and these prophecies are referring to. All right, and it's playing out before our very eyes. Okay, so what's going to end up happening, all right, is book of Isaiah chapter 13 verse 17. All right, and let me see. Well, first let's start at the top to understand who this is talking about. Okay, so verse 1, it reads, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Now Babylon is modern day. All right, this isn't talking about the Babylon of the ancient times. All right, this is talking about America. Okay, this is talking about the United States, which takes after the ways of Babylon. All right, and not just Babylon, but a whole plethora of different heathen kingdoms. That's why it's called Babylon. All right, because all these ideologies, all this confusion and wickedness that's going on in the midst thereof. Okay, so this is referring to this kingdom. All right, so we're gonna jump down to verse 17, and it reads, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it." Okay, and that's talking about these Russians. All right, the Medes is talking about these Russians in the modern day. Okay, that Gog, the Magog, the Medes. All right, when you read these things in prophecy, it's talking about these Russians, man. All right, it reads, "Which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it." Okay, that's because these Russians are forming their own currency. All right, they're no longer going to they're going to ditch that dollar, man. All right, because the U.S. is basically tripping on them, man. The West has been, tripping on them and basically, messing with them, messing with their interests. All right, that they're going to, that they basically fed up and said, you know what, we're gonna have our own currency. All right, and if you want to go to war, fuck it, man. That's the spirit that they're in. All right, and we're gonna continue on reading. All right, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. Oh, and another note that I wanted to add to verse 17, dealing with how they're not going to regard the silver and gold. All right, is because ultimately they want to be the next ruling kingdom. Okay, Russia wants to be next. These Moabites, all right, these so-called Chinese people, the Chinese, they definitely want to be next. All right, they think they have next. Okay, that's the mentality that they're on. So they don't want to continue on dealing with the U.S. dollar. They want to make their own currency, all right, and rule the world, so to speak, with their own currency, all right, because they understand the game, okay, that these elites have laid out. That's why you had a Rothschild, if I'm not mistaken, is Myers, what was his name, Myers. Dang, I forgot his name, but it was one of the Rothschilds who came out and said, I care not who rules the kingdom as long as I rule the currency, as long as I rule the money. It's Emshire Bowers, if I'm not mistaken, Myers, Emshire Bowers. I think that's what his name is. All right, it's my memory sometimes. It works, sometimes it fails, man. Brother's getting up in age. I'm not that old though. I'm still in my 20s, man. But this kingdom be wearing me out, man. But anyways, it reads. All right. Well, so what I was going to with this is that's what these nations want. All right. They don't want to continue on under America's, currency, under America's rule. They want to rule themselves. They want to be on top. They want to call the shots. Okay. They want all the other nations to look after them, but that's the delusion, and that's the vain thing that these heathens rage in, that they plot in, because as it is written in 2 Ezra chapter 6 and 9, we're gonna be the ones to rule next after all this, because what's going to happen? Divine intervention. All right, spiritual intervention. YAHAWASHI is gonna come back with the thousands of heavens and put all these heathens in their place, man. Okay, but let's continue on reading. Verse 18, kind of went off, what I'm saying, on a off topic. But it reads, verse 18, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. They shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. Okay, and that's talking about the missiles, man. All right, let me see where we at. Damn, man, we 3%. But that's talking about these missiles. Okay, because of missile, that nuclear that nuclear blast isn't gonna go over, the women, and no, man. All right, that fire is gonna burn everything down. Okay, and that shows you that that's talking about the nuclear missile, man. Because hey, if you a man, You know, a mighty man, he could be, you know, invading a country. It could be an army, so to speak. And, you know, they going through, you know, running through all the soldiers. And then they see, you know, the women and children, you know, in the corner cowering, you know, submitting. You know, they're not going to say, you know, they're not going to, you know, just completely kill them. You know, it's going to be in the spirit, so to speak, to spare them. You know, show some type of mercy and compassion. You know, that's really what's in, you know, the men. So this shows you that this is the nuclear missiles, man. All right, it's the nuclear missiles, man. You know, and the reason they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, their eyes shall not spare children. Okay, so that's the nuclear fire, man. All right, and Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, and the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Why? Because of all the missiles that hit this place, man. All right, which further solidifies the fact that it's going to be missiles that hit this place. Okay, and these missiles are going to come from the Russians. All right, they already got the technology, the Satan missiles. All right, they have the I forgot the other one where that could go around the world twice. You know, in 1 hour, so to speak. You know, so in 30 minutes it could hit America, and it could go through any type of nuclear missile defense. These Russians are packing some serious heat, man, and it's all for how do I put it? It's all for a biblical purpose. It's all for a heavenly purpose that our heavenly Father has put on them. All right, to destroy this place. Okay, and then we're gonna go to the book of Revelations, chapter 18. And if I'm not mistaken, it's verse 17. All right, so we're gonna start at verse 16. You know, I'm not trying to make this lesson, you know, super long. I'm just gonna get straight to the point and then close out. All right, because these are the times that we're in. So Revelations chapter 18, verse 16, and it reads, and saying, alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple scarlet and decked with gold. Or matter of fact, Salakia, because this isn't really giving me the context of it, you know. All right, you know what? Let's start at verse 2 and then we jump down to verse 17. All right, so Revelations chapter 18, verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. All right, so that's talking about, you know, this wicked ass kingdom, man. Babylon the Great, which is America, the United States. Okay, so we're jumping down. All right, now that we have the context, we're jumping down, and it reads, verse 17, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off. You see? So in 1 hour, this place will be destroyed. Okay, and all these, the company and ships, are all the navy vessels, all right, all the freight, you know, the those big ships that carry the freights, you know, that carry the cargo, you know, to different parts of the world. They're gonna see the smoke, man. All right, they may be in the Atlantic Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, you know, going through their routine. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna see the smoke. They're gonna see, and they're going to feel it too. All right, because the scripture says that the earth shall shake to and fro as a drunkard. All right, and that's gonna be the end game for Babylon. That's why we don't, you know, that's why we don't look at this place as our end all be all. We look at this place as the place of our captivity, where we have to be delivered out of, you know, and be delivered to our own land. All right, because this place is going to be, you know, this place is going to be smit sorely, man. All right, it's going to be smit sorely by Yahawah, by Hashem YAHAWASHI. All right, when he puts the spirit on these Russians to shoot them missiles over here, you know, and hey, he could even put the spirit on these chariots to augment the flames, man. You know, spread out the flames evenly as the missiles hit, to make sure each and every inch of this land gets hit, man. All right, so that's basically, you know, it on the lesson. You know what I'm saying? This is what all that is going to lead to. All right, these Russians, they ready for war, man. All right, they're not scared, man. So I might have to title this lesson, the bear isn't scared. All right, so with that, I'm gonna say, call halal, Yahawah, Ba'ashim Yahawashai, Ba'ashim Rachaha QADASH, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. All right, and double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and rule well, and to all the hopeful elect tuning in, Yahawah, Ba'ashim Yahawashai, Barakatam, Adawan Ratazah. This was an edifying lesson, and we know, and show you, watching the times that, the times that we're in. Now is a high time to awake out of sleep and get real serious about this truth, man. Because you see where the world is heading to, man. You see where the world is heading to. Now is not the time to be lacking and basically, getting weak, man. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.